What's up, YouTube? Just want to make this quick video. I'm not going to post it to Biblical Truther 81 for the simple fact that I have 2 strikes there, and it's a good possibility that they will take this down, and I'm fixing to explain why. The very first video on Biblical Truther 81 that I made was about these boxes that showed up on all our power poles from town all the way out to my house, and I live about 18 miles out in the country. And I had speculated whether or not they were 4, 5G, or 6G. And my second video, which got me a strike, was information that showed that it was more than likely 6G. Well, they took that video down. It is on my BitChute channel. But going to the topic of this video, I was watching some ExtremeRealityCheck videos on YouTube, on BitChute, and one of the clips she played, which I'm going to play here in just a second, involved Li-Fi, and she was talking about all the street lights that had been changed out. People were saying that had these relays in them that was for Li-Fi, and that it hasn't been rolled out yet. But I don't know if it's that's kind of the subject of this video, because all these animals that have been seen walking in circles, for one, how are they getting these overhead pictures? Do they have drones? All these people that are catching these animals walking in circles are owners of drones? Or is this yet another psyop just to throw us off in this community, and they were actually testing something? Because why would these farmers just happen to have a drone that could fly up directly over the top of these animals walking in these circles? So without further ado, let me play this video for you, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Us back to this little light-sensitive algae and the importance of the little snippet of genetic code that they took from this organism and genetically engineered into mammals.
Scientists can switch on cells in this mouse's brain simply by switching on a light. The light activates nerve cells, which make the animal walk in circles. This neat trick is also a powerful new tool. Using light to control the behavior of cells is teaching us about everything from how we wake up to how we learn. This is optogenetics. It all started with algae. In 2002, researchers discovered that a protein that causes green algae to swim towards or away from light is a light-sensitive channel. Blue light causes the channel to open, and positive ions then flood into the cell, much like the influx of ions that cause nerve cells to fire. Neuroscientists were quick to see the potential of these algal proteins. They realised that if they could get proteins called channel rhodopsins to work in mammalian nerve cells, they'd have a very precise way of controlling nerve activity in the brain. For many applications, this method would be better than drugs, which act too slowly, and better than electrical stimulation of the brain, which is less precise. Getting an algal protein into, for example, a mouse brain requires a bit of genetic engineering. First, you take the gene that encodes the protein, plus another piece of DNA called a promoter, and you put them in a virus. When the virus is injected into the mouse's brain, it infects neurons and delivers the gene. A chosen subset of those neurons will have the right machinery to activate the promoter, and in those cells, the algal protein is expressed in the cell membrane. To activate the protein, all you need is light, and channel rhodopsins are not the only proteins in the optogenetics toolkit. In this fly, a different light-sensitive system is used to target just 2 out of 200,000 neurons. These neurons govern an escape response, the reflex that makes the fly flee as you move in to swat it. Here, a flash of light activates the neurons, making the fly jump and spread its wings. It can't take off because it's trapped in a petri dish. As well as activating neurons with light, scientists wanted to be able to silence them. Switching neurons off is just a case of using a different light-sensitive protein, such as halorhodopsin, and a different colour of light. Watch how this worm's workout is interrupted when a yellow light is switched on. The light activates halorhodopsin, triggering a flood of negative ions which inhibit the worm's motor neurons and stop it swimming. And neuroscientists aren't the only ones using optogenetics. As well as turning neurons on or off, a diversity of tools allow researchers to control many different processes in living animals and in cells in dishes. These mouse heart cells have been engineered to beat in time to pulses of light.
So as you can see, the girl was talking about using light to control this mouse. So could this be a beta test for not just one subject to be ruled by what would be considered li-fi, but could this be possibly, and everybody knows about this sun simulator that's been around, talked about on YouTube and elsewhere for many, many years now. Could this thing be what's causing that? On this channel, my original channel that was taken down on YouTube before I even reached 600 subscribers, it was deleted and then it was put back up, so that's why I'm posting here. But in the videos from years ago, I did a few videos that involved a World War Z scenario, which had to do with the movie Cell. And I Am Legend, I think I touched on in those videos as well, but it has to do with, you know, The Walking Dead. And not to say that people will be dead, but very possibly this could be their beta test for multiple subjects. And what I mean by subjects is, you know, these herds of animals by the hundreds possibly could be being controlled in this manner, such as in that video. So if they're beta testing like this, possibly within the next year, because they like to project, you know, and if this is truly a psyop, then we should be prepared to see something like this in the next year or two. So been talking about it for probably 3 years now, that this is where we're heading, and this is why all the people who are having these prophetic dreams about quote unquote The Walking Dead, that's how it's going to come to fruition. So I just thought that was kind of crazy that this has been going all over YouTube and BitChute and Rumble and everywhere else about these animals walking in circles, and then I just so happened to see this research that ExtremeRealityCheck has done. And if you're not familiar with her channel, go to BitChute and check her out. It's Extreme, like XTREME, and then Reality Check. So check her out. Check out her last 2 videos, because it's not the last one she put up, but it's actually a video she did like 3 months ago that actually goes through all this type of stuff, and I think she's right on point. But aside from the magnetics and all changing, the pole shift happening, and these animals reacting to ley lines and this and that, I think it's something else, man. And you guys should check into it. I'll see what I can find out even more about this, but I think it pretty much explains itself. So I just told you guys that I would look into this a little further, and I get home and I'm telling my wife about it, told her I made this video and what I thought about it, and she tells me that Mr. MBB3 has been getting a lot of pictures and videos of this solar farm that is following the sun, like, and I guess it directs energy back to the earth, so it's harvesting energy or something like that. I don't know, but could it be that this is what's causing them to walk in circles while they're beaming this energy, li-fi, so to speak, back down on top of us? And they're just doing the testing, just like I said, on the animals around the world, because after all, you know, if it's following the sun as he's talking about, they would be able to touch most places, and then this thing's also able to be angled wherever they want it to be. It's pretty interesting that this thing supposedly got put up there in August of 2022, and that's about the same time all these animals started walking in circles. I just find that highly interesting, you know what I'm saying? But I'll let you guys go. I'll let you stew on these things for a little while, but I don't think it has to do with the Earth's magnetics. I think it has to do with their continuation of their plan. I love you guys.
Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints,